Hi, Tom.
Hey, Leroy, how are you?
Pretty good.
Good.
How's retirement treating you?
Well, pretty good so far. I'm still trying to make the transition, but yeah, I think it'll be good. I'm having computer issues connecting to the internet, so I'm using my wife's tablet currently, but hopefully we can get that resolved at some point.
The advantages of a domestic partnership.
Yep, there you go. How are you?
Pretty good. Just went for a little walk, jog.
Uh,
I had intentions of jogging, but walking seemed a little more bio-friendly. I think I've gained about 5 pounds in the last couple of months.
uh,
And my girlfriend dropped off some stew for lunch. And so I kind of overdid it. Anyway, I
Must
survived.
have been good.
Let's see here.
Get this on gallery view, but we were unsuccessful. So I'm only seeing who's ever speaking and myself. But
Oh,
You're on your phone?
no, a tablet, I believe.
Oh, tablet. Okay.
If you have tips for Tom,
Not sure where it is on a tablet.
On my tablet, there are small little invisible dots, and the more dots you push to the right, the more people you see on the screen.
uh,
how are you supposed to see small invisible dots?
It's a trick.
Right, I love it. Well, they don't appear till your mouse goes over it. Is that how those work too? You see nothing on my screen on my laptop comes up till you scroll over it, and then
I touch things.
stuff appears. Oh yeah, you don't have a mouse. So
Well,
yeah.
welcome everybody. I know that you're all busy people with lots of stuff on your plates. And
yeah, it's cutting into my nap time, you know?
yeah, me too. Anywho, the recycling event is a little ways off. I'm happy to talk about what anybody wants to talk about, but I just got an email from Emma, our conservation specialist, and she's been talking with the Parks Department. They want to do something kind of what we had in mind last year during Earth Month. They want to do some social media and some outreach on topics. So they're just brainstorming right now. So one of the things I'd like to do is just brainstorm a little bit with you about some things that we might post, and then talk about other stuff that's on your mind, including potential events over the summer. We talked about micro events or like single use items like clothing or paint or things like that. Tom Carey might join us from the market. I don't know. I invited him, but he's always interested in getting some attention to the market. He informed us last Wednesday that there were 65,000 visitors to the market last year, which some of those probably repeat, but
I was gonna say I went more than once. I probably got counted a few times.
your audio is a little strange, Elaine. I don't know if there's something covering your microphone. But
I'm not sure where the microphone is on here.
Maybe it's better when you're just talking straight into your computer. I don't know.
Okay, better. Is better if I'm
Not,
closer.
not so much. If you click do you see a little caret next to your microphone? Like a little up arrow?
Oh, that kind of carrot. I was looking for something orange. Yes.
You can, if you click audio settings, click that up arrow and click audio settings, you
Yeah.
can actually increase your microphone volume a little bit. That might help. So you can, I wouldn't worry too much about it, but you can play around with that sometime if you get a chance. Anyway, so
That
here we
better?
are. Huh?
Is it? Oh, no. I increased the volume. Now you can't hear me. Huh?
Try increasing it, put it all the way up.
Okay. All the way. All right. Better? Is it better
Um,
or no?
it's worse than I mean, it's a little better, but are you sure do you have anything stacked around your computer that might be covering your microphone?
Oh, just all the beer bottles and stuff. No.
Did you spill wine on your computer?
No.
I'm having no trouble at all hearing Elaine.
There's
Okay,
nothing
all right, let's move on then.
here. There's nothing else here, I don't believe.
Okay, all righty.
Hmm.
Well, what do you all want to talk about today? I've mentioned a couple things, but I'm open to. I'm gonna put something. I'll put our agenda in the chat window if you have a chance to open chat window. Is there anything else that you would like to chat about besides summer stuff, the fall event, or the Earth Month?
Is
think so.
Stephanie going to be with us today?
Stephanie unfortunately can't make it today.
Okay. And she's leaving in June, correct?
I'm not sure, but
Yeah.
that sounds right.
End of
Okay.
June,
I would
mid-June?
like a chance to figure out some time to get together with her to talk about electronics before she takes all her knowledge across the great Atlantic Ocean.
Sounds good. Do you have her contact info?
No, I do not.
Okay. I will try and put her email in the chat window and phone if I can find it.
Thank you.
Anybody else want to add anything to the chat window?
Nope, I'm good.
Looks good.
Okay. Any thoughts on summer events?
I wonder if we just kind of talk through some of the recycling pieces that we would like to be able to get recycled, and then just see how we can make them fall into a summer order or something, like once a month. You know, like textiles or cartridges, light bulbs. I would love to figure out what to do with light bulbs.
Talking about the old style light bulbs?
I have all of them, and I continue to have them just sitting there because I'm not sure what to do with them.
Incandescent or the CFLs?
They are incandescent, CFL, and LED.
Oh. Hmm. They have, well, the thing is, it's all piecemeal around here. I think they've got a drop for CFLs in the entryway at Home Depot.
Okay.
They have a little plastic bags you put them in.
Yeah.
I don't know about LEDs. Incandescents, as far as I have ever found information, you're just supposed to put them in the trash.
Okay.
Anyone else know
Um,
anything different?
I don't know. So I guess it's just like, what else can we think of that we would like to have a recycling event for?
Batteries.
Yeah. Paint.
Batteries are problematic.
I do have a call into Jim Cosby about paint. I'm not sure if he's active. He kind of shut things down last year. But yeah, I'm hoping he'll return my call.
I would love to do bicycles at the farmer's market. It is not a messy item. It's easily a one piece function. It could be held relatively close to the farmer's market physically. It doesn't require a lot of volunteers on our part because the bike community comes out in droves for that. I think it's a real doable thing over the summer.
Mm-hmm.
Can you
Even if-
explain
even
that
if
to
it-
me?
Well, even if it's a one-off and we only do it once, but if you haven't done bicycles before, share a bike, right? And MSU Bike comes and collects bicycles and bicycle parts to refurbish those bicycles, and Share a Bike gives the bicycles away to
So-
people who
So this is a matter of bring your bikes and then they get taken away, and then at a different event, then you can go get a bike, or is it both things happening at the same time?
you cannot get a bike at our event.
Okay.
They get taken away and distributed as those businesses decide.
Yeah, Share a Bike
So then
distributes
Share a
to
Bike?
children. Yeah, they're located at the East Lansing Fire Station on Abbott. And MSU Bikes is open to the public, and they are always fixing up bikes that are abandoned on campus and things like that. They're also, and I was just there today, and Tim Potter, who manages that, is very interested in doing a bike event with us. So possibly
that is-
in May.
Sorry, I don't mean to be interrupting. It's just the sound. Sorry. So is that the kind of thing where you can just say we're going to have an event on this date and you schedule them to come pick it up, and it's not really a big deal to get them scheduled?
No, people bring their bikes to, they bring a truck or two, and they drop them off at our recycling event. That's how it's worked in the past.
No, I mean the people who take them.
To refurbish them, you mean?
And Share a Bike and MSU Bikes have a truck, and the public brings their unwanted bicycles and leaves them, and volunteers load them on that truck, and the truck drives away.
Yeah.
And sometimes a second truck shows up because it's needed, or the first truck comes back empty. But either way, the public leaves their bicycles with us, where we load them onto a truck provided by Share a Bike or MSU Bikes.
Yeah. So I'm just saying, my point is that it's not really a big difficulty to get the share bike scheduled.
Correct.
Cool. Yeah, I think that's a great idea.
I don't know about Wednesdays. They might do Saturdays more easily than Wednesdays.
Yeah, Tim is more interested in a Saturday, and he was saying mid-May would work out pretty well with him because it'll be after the college season. So I can continue to work on that one for May. One of the things I don't know if anyone is inclined to be a point person for events. Like if you're into clothing, for example, would you be willing to be the point person to help kind of just organize? And I would offer my assistance, but I'd rather not sort of be the organizer of 3 or 4 more recycling events.
Yeah.
So if you're interested in batteries, for example, or clothing or light bulbs, for example, would you be willing to sort of explore that? I'd be happy to share my contact info, but I'm just feeling a little overloaded with other projects right now, and maybe you are too, but
Well, I want to say that regarding bicycles, I don't mean to pin them down for May. I'm saying as a one-off at the farmer's market, anytime over the summer, that's not associated with our regular Saturday event. I think they're a very easily doable thing. And yeah, I think it makes a lot of sense to try to get individuals as volunteers to pursue given subjects for recycling, if you will, batteries and light bulbs, etc.
I guess one way to frame this is that if you would consider that role and you've got an item that you're interested in, maybe between now and our next meeting, we just think about what maybe do a little bit of research, and we can chat at another time as well. I can share my battery resources, for example, or textile contacts, if that's something you might be willing to take on. I'm not saying you have to do the whole thing at all, because we've got us. We are all sort of invested in having some of this stuff happen, but some of it will take some a little bit of research.
Yeah.
You might type up some guidelines for us, Leroy, like do we have to talk about space as we contact individual businesses? Do we have to talk about personnel? Do we have to talk about budgeting? When we as a volunteer contact somebody about light bulbs, what kinds of things do we bring up? What do we talk about?
Well, maybe your idea of just going one event at a time, or whoever suggested that idea, would be helpful. For example, batteries.
Yeah.
That's going to cost some money. So, people that come to mind, one of our volunteers, Heidi Porter, does some accounting work for the company that does battery recycling. She might have some contacts there. Maybe they would consider sponsoring an event. Ingham County Health Department sometimes collects batteries.
When you're talking about batteries, are you talking about the full gamut of batteries? Car battery, flashlight battery, watch battery? I mean, what is that in the past? If you've done that in the past, what does that look like? Is that
We haven't done it in the
Haven't done
past.
okay? Haven't done it. Okay.
Normally, car batteries aren't part of the mix because you turn those in for money at
Yeah.
the place that sells batteries.
Anne, did you bring up batteries?
Yeah, I did.
So what did you have in mind?
Flashlight batteries, batteries from watches. Those were recyclable at one time. Now, latest I know is you just throw them in the trash. I don't know
Yeah.
if
I
that's
haven't been able
accurate
to
or
find a
not.
place. Yeah.
I've been taking them to Batteries Plus Bulbs. It's the store on the north side of Frendor on Saginaw there in a little plaza. And they'll take a small amount without charging you. And they'll take more, 50 cents a pound, I think it is, something like that. Or maybe it's more than that that they charge. And it depends on whether whether you buy stuff from them, they're more generous with what they'll take. And I don't know if they take bulbs because I've never tried it, but they sell batteries and bulbs. So maybe they take bulbs too. Maybe they're a entity we could work with. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think this is a great I think this is a great opportunity for a volunteer to contact, for example, Ingham County Health Department, where we know that they will take batteries at their hazardous waste. Find out what's involved. Do you need to separate alkaline batteries from button batteries? Do they take car batteries in their hazardous waste things? What kind of monies do we need to collect? If we need to collect money, is it per pound? How do we get a scale? You know, all those kinds of things. These are questions that could be handled over the phone.
I would take on the bulbs. I would do the research and figure out the bulbs.
When they came out hot and heavy with rechargeable batteries, supposedly there were all kinds of places that were supposed to take those for recycling once they could no longer be recharged. And I have not seen anything regarding rechargeable batteries lately. at all.
Home Depot only takes rechargeables that are big enough for, like, if you, batteries that you use in a drill, for instance.
Oh, those.
They won't take any
Oh.
smaller rechargeable batteries.
Uh-huh.
So
Okay.
What about that battery store on Central Park Drive?
Yeah, Complete Battery Stores does take rechargeables, but they don't take the alkaline single-use batteries.
what do you do with the battery from a electric toothbrush, you guys?
That's a rechargeable battery.
How do you get it the heck? Will somebody take it out of the case for you? Or do I have to pound it and get it out?
Good question.
Call the manufacturer.
Are you willing to do some research, Ann?
Yeah.
You might be able to find that kind of thing, that info online. You might be able to say, Google, tell me how to get a battery out of a toothbrush. You might be able to even find a YouTuber that tells you or shows you.
Complete Battery or Home Depot that takes rechargeables might also be Natural Contacts, because I'm sure they get a variety of rechargeables.
Home Depot isn't much help.
Complete Battery is good. I've heard mixed things about recycling the single-use batteries, and I think it's one of those things like maybe we need to back up a little bit and just do better promotion of rechargeables, because it takes a lot of energy and resources to recycle a single-use battery. And is there really any net gain? They don't get made into much other than like re-rod steel. Although it's good business, their Battery Solutions is still promoting their battery recycling.
You know, Leroy, that's a great segue to something you said at the beginning about promotional things we could do at the farmer's market or wherever.
Mhm.
And that is the concept of buying things that you don't have to recycle. I was interested at Sparrow Hospital the other day. They were not giving out free Cokes to their patients anymore because there's an aluminum shortage. So they're not buying Coke and giving it to patients. But it's the big question about companies that make things and tout their recyclability are let off the hook to make things that are reusable. You know, the recycling thing is a way to say, look, we've done good.
Mhm.
And instead of making them be responsible. So maybe touting better consumer ability, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Tom Carey at the Green Dialogue on Wednesday morning, some of you were there, was talking about plastic wrap, and it's hard to find a place that'll recycle plastic
the
wrap.
plastic packages that a lot of food come in, like brown bags, you know, that brown sugar comes in and all manner of grocery products.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So the
They also
old fashioned
mentioned,
picture paper is better.
yeah,
If you
they
go buy
mentioned a wax, reusable wax coated product that I, that probably isn't real available.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
These are
he
great.
said he had gleaned a literature rack from over at the Lake Drive recycling station, right? Didn't he say that he was gonna use at the market if people had literature they wanted to distribute?
I don't know if anyone else is getting a garbled signal from Elaine, but I'm wondering if it's just a simple fix, Elaine. Is there something leaning up against your computer that might be blocking your microphone?
How about you get out and come back?
Okay.
Try that.
Good idea.
I'm posting a link for it's called Every Bottle Back. It's the drink companies are doing a campaign where they're encouraging you to recycle your plastic bottles. And I just got my first one the other day where the cap says recycle it with the cap on, which is not typically what you're supposed to do, but they're doing that now because they're trying to recycle the whole thing. So anyway, just want to share that. But I'm wondering if it's that incentive kind of thing where if we could find either a grant or find companies that would donate like recyclable batteries with the recharger, because some people don't realize, like, they don't necessarily, like, you have to go get the recharger too, so I wonder if we could do it maybe like that as that educational piece, maybe. I don't know. Okay, Elaine, talk. No.
All right, I'll try. I've never had any trouble before, so I don't know what the thing is today.
That sounds a little better.
But none of you can hear me properly. Is that correct?
I can hear you.
I can hear you quite well, actually.
So
Okay, maybe it's just me.
so not everybody is having a problem.
You're kind of garbled for me too.
You are. What about you, Ellen? Oh, Ellen's frozen right now.
Elaine, do you have a little blue button at the top, or a gray button that says turn on original sound or turn off original sound?
Top of what?
At the top of your screen?
On my screen?
It says turn on original sound or turn off original sound. Okay, never mind. Okay, anyway, we're back.
But I'll try a different microphone and a different speaker again. Oops.
So, my other thing too, though, is, do we like the idea of doing like one event per month, or do we do a couple? I don't know. I'm kind of in debate back and forth with my own self of going, some of this is small stuff, so maybe having more events. I don't know.
Tom, were you going to say something?
Yes, this kind of seems to me, my off the cuff thought would be shoot for one a month. Because this is kind of a new thing, right? That we haven't really tried to do these events all throughout the summer. So maybe we shouldn't overwhelm ourselves and just try for one a month, whether that falls on a Saturday or a Wednesday, whatever works out. But that would be my thought.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I guess that sort of fits with my invitation to adopt an event. So like if you're into batteries or if you're into clothing, I don't know that we're going to have 12 volunteers, but we might get 4. And I think the bikes it's pretty much a given. I think we just need to find a spot for him and work with he can probably work with Tom to figure out his presence at the market. But I'm willing to get that one, the kind of the first one going. Maybe we could, if we can get these set up, maybe we could have a schedule and we could promote our fall event too.
Hmm.
Great idea.
So we don't necessarily have to decide the full schedule right now. If we want to do a little research in batteries, is anyone interested in clothing? Or, Sarah, you mentioned bulbs, little bulb research.
I just today saw a website for swimsuits, to recycle swimsuits. I don't remember what it was called.
If we do clothing, I could probably check with Goodwill.
Recycle them or reuse them? I don't know. So, yeah, Goodwill is one.
It was recycle.
Recycle, like because of the spandex that's in them or something.
Yeah, I don't. Let me see if I can find what I found.
You know, one thing we did before was sporting equipment,
Ooh, that's a good idea.
and some of the local schools were involved in taking those.
The other
And
one
what
I
about
think,
playmakers with the athletic shoes?
the other one that I have thought of is like oh, what's it called? Performance wear. Like you'll have a kid that will need to wear black pants and a white shirt and a black tie and whatever, and then they wear it once, and then it's like, well, I mean, that could be, it's just kind of a, I don't know. I just remember when my kid was in it, and I was like, he's literally wearing this pair of black shoes one time because by the time he has another performance, he doesn't fit in them anymore. So I don't know. I mean, that maybe is
Talking like on stage performance. I thought you were talking about athletic performance.
no.
Oh, okay.
Like orchestra and band concert kind of stuff.
Like dress clothing that kids only need once a year. Yeah.
How about mouthpieces?
Oh, God.
Sorry.
Ooh, don't suggest anything lower either, okay? Now,
We're moving
the
up.
hardware store back when I was a kid, they took, you could trade up ice skates and, all that kind of stuff, which, the next year you needed a bigger size type of thing. The scouts always have exchanges with uniforms. They always did anyway. So it would be great to have, something organized for clothing. And
Elaine, do you want to adopt the clothing and see what we can pull together between Goodwill and I don't know what you've got going on, but
So I'm having some surgery next week. Other than that, nothing. Let's see.
I'd
Yeah,
be happy
I
to.
have talked to Goodwill in the past. They have apparently a major hub in Charlotte. Large. I think that was Goodwill.
Okay. Well, so we're talking about a month.
I'm thinking people have said that Salvation Army can be problematic. What is your experience with Salvation Army?
I'd be happy to share all my resources later. I don't know that we want to get into a whole lot of detail right now.
Okay, that's good.
And
I haven't had a chance to get back with you on textiles in general either, so we will do that. Yes.
Sounds good.
Later.
What do you think? June, July, August for textiles?
Yeah, maybe the summer months, people are getting rid of warmer stuff.
Okay.
When does the market open up for regular Saturdays, and when do they open up for regular Saturdays and Wednesdays?
May, July.
I'm not sure, but we can probably find out pretty quick. some of you who's adept at web surfing can probably Google that real quick. But
I think May is for sure Saturdays, every Saturday.
May for Saturdays, and July is the Wednesday edition.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure the exact week of July. But,
okay.
yeah.
Okay, yeah. Okay. Well, let's just let's move on. Go ahead.
Let's aim for May for a bicycle tryout. Maybe later in May, after the market is starting to get underway a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that works for Tim, so sounds good.
And the share a bike guy?
Again, we're gonna have to contact him, but he's got some other volunteers working with him. And if they can't make it for some reason, Tim will probably help them fill the gap.
Great.
So, all right. Now, some of these ideas cross over into the Earth Month activities, so we can, fact sheets, recycling ideas. But any other parting comments about summer events at the market?
We talked about a fun fair at one point. I don't know where that stands and other ideas
Food
about
trucks
it.
and stuff. Yeah, what happened to the food trucks?
Getting those recycling raccoons coming along.
We have raccoons, yeah.
This sort of board fits into our Earth Day discussion. Can we move on to that, or Earth Month?
Yeah, go for it.
Uh-huh.
What other ideas do people have for things that could be featured or just informational subjects? Go ahead and type them into the chat window if you can. Oh, compost education, good one.
Hmm.
You can also say them out loud if you prefer. I'll type them. I'm not hearing you, Elaine.
I didn't say anything. I was just pondering.
Okay.
I don't know if you can hear me anyway, so I can type in.
I can hear you.
Is Parks and Rec going to be involved with some information about the use of the parks?
Yes.
They really need to be part of it. Yeah.
Yes. The Parks is on board with this idea. Emma works for Parks Department, and she, her email that I got like an hour ago was, our department is quickly putting together some ideas to post all month long on Facebook and to broadcast to the community in general. We spoke with Brandy, she's our communications person, about doing a range of events, from a Facebook post to interviews on specific topics to an Arbor Day tree planting. We know you were a big part of these topics, and Luann, the Parks Director, thinks we can all partner across departments for Earth Month. What are your thoughts, and what would you like to contribute? We will have a meeting to plan Love a Park Day and Arbor Day planting, and we want to coordinate with you and make sure we're all working together for the same effort. So there's going to be a meeting to talk about that next week. But yeah, they're looking for ideas, especially ones that we might be able to help coordinate, like Recycling 101, native plant education. It's a good one. We're going to talk about native plants next Wednesday morning, if any of you want to tune in for that. Great, these are wonderful ideas, folks. Does anybody want to talk to Emily Freeman about the recycling raccoons? I'm willing to do that, but if any of you are inclined, I'd be happy to get you her phone number.
I'll take it. That's fine.
Sweet. See if I can find that. By the way, I'm also going to put Stephanie's email here for you, Anne. Okay, I'm just looking up Emily Freeman's number. Okay. Any other thoughts, people? Is anybody inclined to want to staff a booth at the market? I mean, if we do have like a information booth.
I like that very much. I have a hard time envisioning what we, as a green team that I became involved with as a recycler, how does recycling add itself to Earth Month as a concept? And what I come up with is either involved in picking up trash, which is maybe what your park, adopt a park kind of thing is, or being an informational thing at a regular farmer's market. And part of me is a bit aghast at having lots of paper to hand out to people because it's antithetical to the recycling concept, sort of. But it's informational, and that's good. And the other part of me thinks about Stephanie and her game. I remember when we were handing out things before, a year ago, before COVID, you had some swag. Consumers had given you some bags to hand out and stuff. If we had things like that, that could be involved as you win the game kind of thing. And the game could either be how do you recycle these things, or it could be a guessing game. How long does it take for a glass bottle to deteriorate? How long does it take diapers to deteriorate? That kind of a game. And if you can guess the answers, then ta-da, you win a shopping bag or something. You know what I mean?
Well,
Mhm.
and for me, the swag would need to be something that's not adding more to the landfill. So it would be
Exactly.
swag of here, instead of using plastic bags, here are the produce bags that are reusable. Like
Right.
swag that's actually that's actually environmentally friendly, not swag like my kids will go do a race somewhere and they got another dumb plastic bottle. Like that's not what is, so swag to me is swag that's purposeful or
Yes.
helpful in the I keep saying recycling, in the environmental realm.
So one thing that Leroy was given before were little made from recycled paper notebooks with a pencil in it. And that a kid would like. You can write down things and it's made from recycled paper.
Yeah.
And it was a pencil instead of a plastic pen. So yeah, but I think you're absolutely right. You don't want to give away a plastic bag.
Well, and in terms of what you're saying, handing out paper stuff, that's oftentimes, I will do some flyer for something and I design it so that it's instead of everybody getting one sheet of paper, they're getting the information on a quarter size paper. So you're using a whole lot less. So yeah, I mean, you still have to give, it's really helpful to give someone a piece of paper as a reminder, as something they can take along, but you can design it so that it's a whole lot less paper.
Yes.
So like you could
Yes.
do you could get 6 bookmark size, little flyers on from one piece of paper instead of one piece per person. Anyway, you can just design it so that it's environmentally minded when you do that.
Yes.
Is there anybody that wants to design our booth
Ah,
and gather materials?
Well, what are you thinking? Are you thinking one booth per, I mean, what are you thinking in that? Are you thinking one booth per subject, or one booth that covers all of it? What are you thinking?
Well, I like the idea of a partnership with parks, because they've got a lot of volunteers too. They've got their conservation corps. So maybe something that's versatile, depending on, it could be self-staffed. And again, these are just my ideas and limiting ideas, but I'd like to hear your ideas as well. But it would be a matter of just thinking through some of this. If we want to give away bookmarks, okay, what's on the bookmark? We got to produce the bookmark.
Yeah.
We got to talk to Emily about maybe some of this recycling raccoon paraphernalia that they have, little buttons and stuff. I mean, that's a multi-million-dollar campaign that,
I'd
we're
be
gonna get.
interested to see what their swag looks like. Hopefully it's not a bunch of plastic stuff.
I think it's mostly like metal little buttons that you can wear with the different recycling raccoons on them or
Okay.
stuff like that. Do you recall, Ellen?
no, I don't. I remember that we had that bunch
Really?
of coloring pages, and we had a bunch of nice pamphlets set up.
Mhm.
And when Stephanie and I manned a table at the farmers market when it was by the township, we had like a poster board with information on the poster board so people could read it as they walked by. They didn't have to stop at the table. But then you need, like you say, you need to design it.
Yeah.
Well, I don't mind helping design it.
Yeah, I don't mind helping bandy about ideas. I know what we've done before.
We do have a nice color printer now that can print on poster size pieces of paper that could then be mounted.
Okay.
Be cool to think about stuff that's durable and easy to put up, easy to take down. Then activities that are COVID friendly. Maybe we could find a donor of masks with recycling logos or something.
Type it in there.
I just saw on the news a piece about the amount of trash that COVID has
Oh,
put into the waste stream, that the masks have plastic in them,
mhm.
so you can't
Huge.
recycle them with paper products.
It's huge.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's pretty terrible.
So maybe turning that into a positive statement, like how do you reduce waste in our COVID environment? Because that's different than it was 2 years ago. Reducing COVID waste could be a cool fact sheet.
Yeah.
I'm also thinking that this might be an opportunity to expand our green team a little bit, because we've got Emma, the Conservation Corps. We've got a couple new people on our Environmental Commission. For the first time ever, we've had competition for open seats on the Environmental Commission. And
That's awesome. That is totally from the Green Dialogue, don't you think?
maybe,
Maybe?
I don't know. But I'm sure that's helped a lot.
That's awesome.
Tom is one of the lucky people who actually got on the environmental commission.
I guess I got on at the right time when there wasn't a lot of competition, huh?
And then you retired, and so now we are just blessed.
Yep. So, yeah, I'm not the creative type for putting things together, but I'm always willing to help staff tables and, do that type of thing. So,
Awesome.
hmm.
Um, Part of it is maybe just putting together a schedule, and maybe if we think about, well, Emma's got some good stuff for her already, probably, and I bet you Tom has some ideas as well. Tom is also trying to get some food composting going at the market. So, if who put up food composting? It might be interesting to check in with Tom about how that's going.
I think it would be cool to see if Hammond would do something, come out and, they've got these 4 sites that they're wanting people to go and compost, put their stuff there. And if we could get Hammond on board of um, advertising that they do that, I
Yeah.
think that would be really cool.
Or if we could promote them.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
I know they're busy on on Saturdays selling mulch and such, but maybe they
Like,
would pay for the food composting or something for a week or two or a month.
well, like if we could borrow, maybe they have a Hammond sign that we could borrow when we put it up, and then we have a thing that says, here are the locations in the area that food composting can happen at.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it wouldn't have to be, a person wouldn't have to necessarily be there. If it was like, here's the sign, they're doing it. I mean, a lot of that can just be like somebody goes, "Oh, I wanted a compost." Oh, that's right. I remember at the farmers market, Hammond does that. Just like that visual reminder for that kind of thing.
They could even give us, I think they have 2 different size buckets to put your compost in if you're on their schedule. I think they've got a 5-gallon bucket and a smaller one, but you could see exactly what they're talking about. They could give us a list of materials that they will and will not accept in food compost. Chicken bones, yes or no, coffee grounds, yes or no, that kind of thing. They could
Yeah,
give us that information.
yeah, and see if they have a already made flyer or something that shows that.
Yeah.
I mean, for me in my head, I'm thinking having a bunch of different table. I don't know how many, if tables are a possibility or whatever, but like Hammond would have their own. Um, and just depending on the theme, they'd have their own table so that a certain person could talk about a certain subject or whatever. Especially with COVID, because you're trying to social distance in the midst of it too. So I don't know.
My background is a piece of paper that I pulled out of our local landfill a few blocks from my house. It's now a solar park. I think it's from like the 1950s. And it's just, they were digging up a corner of it. And it just illustrates the fact that stuff doesn't decompose in a landfill.
Wow.
Sorry to distract you here, but I was looking for a compost bin and to just be timely with my graphics. Anyway, these are some great ideas. How do we move forward? Any thoughts on next steps? Some of you have ideas that you're going to be pursuing. Ann's going to be checking with Stephanie, maybe doing a little battery research. And I'm happy to follow up with any of you to share what I've got and continue this conversation. Maybe dig up some swag.
Is there a certain time that the other group, the other departments are like Have they considered a date yet for doing that? Are they, I mean, because they're interested in doing one day, correct?
No, they want to do something all month with information. But
Okay.
as far as a booth at the market or other events, they're just in the brainstorming phase. So
So,
maybe interviews with people. Some of the people that we've talked about could be good folks that we actually interview on Zoom, for example. That could be fun to like interview the guy from Complete Battery, or interview Emily Freeman, or interview the Recycling Raccoons, or whatever.
so is that meeting that you're having, is that an open meeting? Or is it closed?
No, it's open. I would typically invite the tree team, or which is now the green infrastructure team.
I was just wondering if I could be invited to that,
Definitely.
because I'd like to help brainstorm with it.
That specific meeting was talking about like an Arbor Day event or a tree planting event.
I meant the one with Emma and Luann and stuff.
Yeah, that's what they were suggesting for a meeting.
Okay.
I'm sure other topics will come as well too, but let me find out more about that. Again, I just heard about it about 2 hours ago. So
But are they talking Earth Month like April, like this is April 1st?
I know.
yes,
So we're a little late.
yeah.
Yeah. Because what I'm thinking in my mind, what we're talking about is like through the summer, not in 2 weeks.
Right.
So,
What they had asked for was brainstorming social media posts for Earth Month.
oh,
Said,
then
okay, and they mentioned this Arbor Day thing, which will be a bit more of a effort. Simultaneously, there's always interest in doing stuff at the farmers market, and Emma has expressed an interest in being involved with that in the past. But so they're interested in our ideas and our questions and our participation, certainly. So I can report back to them that we are interested in doing a table, one or more tables at the market. We're interested in doing some recycling events, maybe putting together a schedule if we can get that together.
yeah.
And I can, Sarah said that she put something on Google Docs, which is starting to organize some of the ideas they had. I could not access it, so I don't know what that looks like, but I will be happy to share that with all of you once I get access.
That was from a different group, so I'm trying to figure out what, I don't know.
That's the Parks Department interested in collaborating with the Green Team
Oh, okay.
and Earth Month on whatever that looks like, and it's still forming. So I'll share their brainstorming with you once I find it, and I'll share our brainstorming with them, and maybe just do a little summary of what we talked about today.
Okay.
Is there anything else? I mean, this is an ongoing conversation, so if you think of some additional ideas,
I love the interviewing idea, I must say, the more I think about it.
Yeah.
do you? That would be cool, wouldn't it? Because all you need is a Zoom link, and you've all got access to free Zoom.
Yeah.
Do you know if you can record on the free Zoom
Yeah.
platform?
Actually, you know what? I don't know. I think so.
I think you can, because I was on a meeting earlier today on Zoom, and they were planning to record it. So I think you can.
I'm pretty sure.
Have you all set up Zoom meetings? Or
I have, yeah.
No way.
Yeah, but I've never tried to record, so I don't know about the recording part.
I'm just thinking if you're doing research and talking to some of these people, it might be fun to do it through a Zoom meeting and maybe even do an interview. Um,
Like, you're talking about a couple of minute clip interview.
yeah, so you have two heads, yours and the person you're interviewing. And I'm willing to stay on a few minutes, Elaine, just to maybe help. I would love to help figure out what the sound issue is with you. And it's probably me. It's probably at least me or you.
It's bad for me too, Gloria. It's not just you.
Okay. Well, if you're willing to spend 3 more minutes with me, Elaine, I'd love to just experiment with
Are we
you.
gonna- Are we going to talk
Sure.
about September?
We can.
Oh,
Is there anything that we need to figure out with that? Or is that will just happen as we get closer?
I
Has
think
that date been set, Leroy?
yes. I
So
believe
it will
it's
be September 18th?
yes,
Okay.
unless there's a tornado.
And what are we doing? Have we decided location yet?
Chippewa seemed like the best option.
Okay.
In fact, that's something we can start promoting. Maybe even this month.
And
As-
it's just going to be electronics, right?
Well, that's the main focus. I'm not opposed to discussing other items, like maybe batteries.
I'm thinking that would be a good thing to send the date out for on the Green Neighbor Network so that people don't dump their recycle
Electronics.
electronics this summer, that they know that the date's coming.
There are recycling options. We do take them at our recycling center. They get recycled as metal though, so it's not the optimum.
Yeah. it's not-
And Best Buy also takes electronics.
But we could say a save the date, like it's a wedding.
yeah.
Time to upgrade your phone or TV.
That's it.
Don't encourage it.
I've recycled an old tube TV to a gaming. I guess the old tube TVs are appreciated by gamers because they have low latency. I mean, they're super fast response.
Really?
oh,
How'd you find that out?
I put it on Facebook Marketplace,
Huh.
and it was really interesting because the guy showed up for his buddy to pick it up, and he had a license that was a driver's license that was like poster size, and he'd gotten like 9 million hits on video hits on YouTube because of pranking this large license, and he wanted to meet a police officer so he could pretend to be pulled over and show this flashy license.
Does he keep it in his wallet?
He kept it in the back seat of his car.
wallet.
I'll send you a picture of it.
Well, I'm glad you shared that with me because I have an old tube TV that I continue to not do anything with because I'm like I don't know what and I haven't taken it to recycling, so I'm glad to know that.
Well, I'm not sure how big a market it is, but there's definitely a few people out there.
Cool.
I don't have a whole lot more about September 18th, but I do have a call into the school just to confirm. But it does look like when we originally checked that that date was available.
Okay.
Do any of you have anything else you want to chat about?
Nope.
Good.
Do
Well,
we
I
need
feel
to set
it.
a new date?
Next time to meet?
Yeah.
Good question. I know we're going to probably see each other during April. Let me grab my calendar. Anybody want to suggest a date?
Well, so we're thinking that we're going to try to schedule the bikes in May, correct? So
Yeah.
do we need to meet before we get that done?
I don't know necessarily. I think that'll be a sort of a no-brainer.
Okay.
Maybe if we met then May 6th.
Of course, we don't want it to be derailed. Sorry, May 6th.
Yeah, I was thinking that too, to stay consistent on the first Thursday concept.
I like that idea. Yeah,
Actually, we had been doing the second Thursday up until this month.
Yeah.
Oh,
Uh,
well,
But I think it got changed because of me, because I'm not
Yeah.
available.
Do you have-
next Thursday.
do you have a preference?
So I don't care. No.
Okay, why don't we go with May 6th for now, tentatively, and then if that falls through, we'll have the second Thursday perhaps.
Okay. 5
5
p.m.
o'clock.
5 o'clock? Great.
Sounds good.
Yeah, maybe we'll be able to meet outside somewhere.
Yeah.
You want
And
to,
you're saving the chat, Leroy?
excuse me, I will save the chat, but feel free to save it as well.
Okay.
And Elaine, do you have time to stick around for a couple more minutes?
Yeah.
Great. All right, I'll
Thank
see
you.
everybody. I'll talk to you soon, everyone.
Thank you.
Sounds good.
all right, thanks.
Thanks, Leroy.
Thank you. And you guys are welcome to stay as well, but Elaine, can we go to your that carrot menu again, the audio settings?
Yeah.
I'll stick around too and see if it works.
Okay. Do you have the button checked for automatically adjust microphone volume?
Yes.
Can you uncheck that?
Yes. Okay.
And is the microphone volume all the way up?
It wasn't, but now I can adjust it more. So yes, it is now. Mhm.
Okay. And do you have an option to choose a different microphone?
Yeah, I tried the different ones though, and nothing seemed to change.
Do you have an option that says same as system?
Yeah, that's the one I had before, but I was trying different ones.
What's the other one? What does the other one say?
There's two other ones that says Real Tech High Definition Audio or Stereo Mix Real Tech High Def Audio.
Huh. Okay, well, let's leave that. Can you check the advanced option at the bottom?
Yes.
Okay,
Only thing there is echo cancellation, auto. Or I could go to aggressive. Was there an echo?
no, I don't know if that really matters too much then.
I cause my voice to be intermittent if I set it on aggressive. Okay. And I won't do that.
Okay, is your camera built into your computer or can you actually move it around?
No, it's in my computer.
Okay, and is there like a little small hole that might be the microphone? Do you see that? Can you tap around where
Where would that be?
it might be on your keyboard or
Be on the keyboard. Because I've never known where the microphone is on here.
how about you talk on one side or the other and see if we're getting warmer or colder?
Okay. I'm talking on this side, on the left.
Okay. Try talking in the middle.
Okay. I'm talking in the middle.
That sounds a little louder.
Okay, I'm talking on the right.